Michelle B. How are you? Oh my gosh, I can't see. There we go. Okay, so a couple things. Gary Vee Agent 2021. Let me tell you something. If you have an opportunity to go next year, come to Miami. It was awesome. And let me tell you why. There's a couple reasons. Well, more than a couple. One, he knows his shit. And I think that's really, really important. He's a great speaker. He tells it like it is. Fantastic. You guys all know this. My takeaways, I had quite a few of them. I have them on my flash briefings this last couple days. I'm going to keep going through because I put everything on my Trello boards for the panels that I was watching. And so I'm happy to share on my flash briefings with you guys. But I will tell you, I think it was really great. And one of the things I want to talk to you guys about is the millennial buyer track that they were talking about. And you may or may not know, I have two daughters. You can see them on Boca, my other Instagram channel. They're 23 and 28. We talk all the time about, what their struggles are. And I never want to discount it because look, when I was that age, I had struggles. They have their struggles. Millennials have millennial struggles. And we were talking about real estate, and my oldest daughter actually has her real estate license. So we were talking about, they did the track on the millennial buyers, and it was really, really fantastic. Vayner was on there, Chase was on there, Ace was on there. I can't remember the name of his company, Grant guys, and I think it was Lisa from Pinterest was on there. I mean, it was fantastic. And then Women Mortgage or Mortgage Women Magazine. I don't have my notes in front of me. But anyways, it's really, really good. And, I talk to my girls all the time about stuff. And so we definitely talk about, hey guys, I can't see because of my sunglasses. But one of the things, I'm huge on niches in real estate. If you follow me, you will see I talk about niches in real estate, from seniors downsizing to divorce to probate situations to relocation. To me, relocation is a niche, a buyer niche. First-time home buyers, that's a niche. You've got all types of niches that you can work in as agents, and you do not have to, I like to say I swim upstream a lot of times because I focus on listing niches, and then there's some buyer niches that I've been involved with, over the years. Millennials are a great niche, and it doesn't take brain surgery to figure out what they want and need. I am going to put this out there. I heard questions in the room, and the panel was fantastic. All right, we're going to try this again. I think my phone gets hot. I was outside. So I was going to talk to you guys a little bit about Agent 2021, what some of the takeaways were. You can follow my flash briefings this week. Hey, I'm back. It's so hot. It got hot out, right? So my phone got hot. Anyways, so here's where I was going. I went to Gary Vee's Agent 2021 down in Miami this week. It was fantastic. Some keywords: patience. Your personal brand is personal. You can't outsource it at all. And we are going to end up having a recession of sorts. So just be prepared for that. I went through the housing crash, as many of you have. It was ugly. It was dirty. It was messy. I don't wish it on anyone. People I know lost their homes. People were in foreclosure. My house was in foreclosure. I mean, thankfully we made it out of it, but it took a while to get that handled. It was a nightmare, but it happened. And things that we could take away. Hey guys, how are you? We want to be able to pivot and learn from what happened in 2008, 9, 10, 11. And so one of the panels was working with millennials and how do agents work with millennials, what you can do. Now, I live with millennials, as I started to say before. My daughters are 28 and 23. We talk all the time. I know their thoughts right now on buying a house and rents and things like that because I talk to them. And I did say when they had the end of the panel, by the way, the panel was great. This guy Ace was on there. He's fantastic. Grant Wise was on there. I think her name was Lisa from Pinterest. Chase, I think her name was Amy from Chase. Is it Mortgage Woman Magazine was the moderator, and then someone from Vayner was there. So it was really, really good. And you know, some of the takeaways I can tell you is I used to work with first-time home buyers a lot. And that was when the prices were really high. And one of the things that I learned how to do was gifting programs and down payment assistance. So one of the things that's so cool is, as they were talking about millennials, I'm like, I know my millennials. So this is not, they're not like, you know, from Mars. They are who we were at that age. Come on. It's not a mystery. They like coffee and rosé and, you know, not overly attached to a whole lot. They like experiences and travel and a lot of other things. And honestly, you can do some research on that. But here was my suggestion. Millennials are a big piece of our market, right? And Michelle B is all about the niche. I'm a niche witch. Sometimes people could say I'm a niche biatch, but I'm a niche witch. The listing side, when I pivoted, the listing side for me is all about estate sales, divorce, seniors that downsize. On the buyer side, I do a little first-time home buyer. I also do relocations. There you go. Because I live in South Florida, so relocations are a big deal. But if you want to work in a buyer niche, the millennials are a great niche, by the way. You just have to understand what they want and what they don't want. So guess what I did today? My younger daughter had some friends over. So I walked out and I said, can I do an Instagram story? I want to talk to you guys about real estate. And they're all graduated from college, right? So I said, okay, here's my thoughts. I'm just gonna roll this and I wanna know what you think. Well, son of a gun, everything the panel said, everything my girls said. So I'm gonna turn that into a little video and I'm gonna share it because it was good. You know, it's about location. If they have animals, it's about their animals. They don't wanna overpay. They do a lot of research ahead of time. They set up Pinterest boards. They like outdoor space. I like outdoor space. Honestly, if I were buying a house today, I don't care about how big the inside is as much as I want living space outside. I want views. I want a view of a pool, view of water, something. So when the panel was over and there was a Q&A, I didn't have a question. My statement was, if you want to work with millennials, go where they are. It's like with social media, go where your people are, go where your sphere of influence is, right? Right. So I said, go to a coffee shop, go to a microbrewery, go where they're gonna go and do your own research, you know, like buy them some coffee, buy them a round of drinks as long as they are, you know, legal age to drink. And just talk to them, you know, and say, listen, I'm a real estate agent. I want to work with millennial home buyers and I'd love to know your take on the market. Let me tell you one takeaway that I got today. This was awesome. I don't think realtors know how to connect with us and we don't know how to connect with them. Thank you, Sarah. That was awesome. And it's true. Now I'm in my mid-50s. Now if I can connect with millennials, don't tell me that you're 40 and you cannot figure this shit out. All you have to do is talk to them and they're fun. It's a fun group actually. And I like traveling with my girls because they're fun. But they're serious about their money. They're serious about their investment. They don't want to overpay. They want a good location. They're going to be there for a while. I don't, from what my impression was, they want to be there for a while. Some of the takeaways were really cool about the millennials. If you do work with them and you have closings with them, some of the really cool things that you can do to continue working with their millennial friends. So for example, like look, I'm on Instagram. There's a reason I'm on Instagram. I would not say my sphere is on Instagram, my big sphere of people my age per se, but there are. And there are other people on here that I love connecting with because I'm a young thinker and I thankfully, you know, I want to stay that way. And this is where you can see, all you gotta do is scroll through an Instagram feed and see what's going on. Go on Pinterest. like I said, go to a coffee shop, do your research, do your own little round table, and ask some questions. You can do a first-time homebuyer workshop, but make sure you do it in a manner that works for them. Maybe it needs to be a webinar. Hello. Not everybody wants to come schlep in to a workshop on a Saturday morning. Shit, I don't want to schlep in a workshop on Saturday morning. So think about how can you change your game up a little bit and attract, which is my word of the year, millennial buyers. So you have a very robust niche that you're working. Get with your lenders. There were some amazing lenders, by the way, at this event. It was awesome talking to them. And start carving out the buyer niche, the millennial buyer niche. So they're going to buy, and they are buying. They're a big part of the buyer market. And if you have any questions, like I said, I am on my flash briefings on Alexa. She can't hear me. You can enable my flash briefing. It is the Real Estate Influencer Buzz Flash. Pop it on, because I'm going to be doing at least 3 or 4 more flashes on the Gary Vee Agent 2021 event, which was amazing. And I think from a female standpoint too, just an FYI, a lot of women speakers there, and I like that. I like that a lot. And I have a podcast today. One of my friends was on a panel there, Chelsea Pites. Follow her. You will get an extensive amount of information from her. She's a thought leader, and she is just amazing on how she processes and shares how she processes. So I have a really good interview with her on my podcast. My podcast is on iTunes, Buzzsprout, Stitcher. It's the same name, the Real Estate Influencer Buzz Podcast. I'm going to have, by the way, more interviews that are dropping. I have some great interviews already ready to go. Season 2 is mainly my women friends. So great information for everyone, but I'm just letting you know up front. Went after the Gal Pal thing. It's called Sip Social Sell Sesh, and it's one of my sessions on my podcast. But with that being said, I'm dropping a lot of takeaways on my flash briefings, and I think you guys will really be able to use some of the information that I learned from Agent 2021. I did get to meet Gary Vee. That was so very, very cool, by the way. And the story behind it is even cooler. So you need to follow you loan officers out there, LO Life, LOL Life, LO Life, Josh Pitts. He's awesome. So he was waiting to do an interview, and ironically, this was right after John Henry did his session at lunch, and so I was kind of waiting there on the tennis courts. It was at Hard Rock. Hard Rock now has, I think they're having the Miami Open there now, and it was at the Hard Rock Stadium. I'm a big Dolphins fan. I've been in Florida forever. And so I was kind of just, I don't know what I was doing. I was going over to the Facebook tent, actually, and I saw this little crowd. I'm like, oh my gosh, Gary Vee is like, he just showed up, and he was at one of the vendor tents. So I'm standing there, and I am not even 5'2". In heels, I'm about 5'5". So I had a square like this with my camera phone, and I got some video of him. But Josh says to me, get your ass in there and get a picture with him. And he said, he goes, you're a woman, get in there. He'll love that, because it was all guys around him. So I ran in, and I said, Gary, I'm a woman in business, and I'm 55. And he goes, 5's my favorite number. And I was like, can I get a selfie? He's like, yeah. So I got my selfie. But it was really cool, because I really do like what he has to say. And I was actually showing my husband today. My husband is, he's a fisherman, and not on the business side of things. And I was like, you gotta watch some of this stuff. You're gonna like him. He's like, oh yeah, he's pretty cool. That was awesome. So I was kind of sharing with him. But if you get a chance next year, come to Miami, because he's doing it, I think, for 2 more years down in Miami. Come to Miami. I think if if you're in any of these tracks in particular, you're going to walk away with great information. But the friendships, the business relationships, and the networking that we did was profound. And I don't go to a lot of stuff anymore. Maybe because I've gone to a lot of stuff and I never walk away feeling like, oh yeah, that was fabulous. I walked away from this fabulous. Now, I did have a lot of friends there. I went in Tuesday night. We had cocktails and we just hung out. We rented an Airbnb. So there's a low budget way to do some of this stuff, and that would be one of them. Get a bunch of your friends together and go. But if you're in insurance, automotive, mortgage, or real estate, it was really, really good. Now, I know R4 is coming up if you're a RE/MAX agent, so a lot of people are going out there. I am on the fence right now because I've already committed to some other things, so I don't know. But I did get to meet our RE/MAX CEO, Adam Contos. If you're a RE/MAX agent, I got to tell you, terrific guy. All ears, very open to conversations, suggestions. I got to tell you, fantastic. I mean, it was just a really amazing opportunity to have a conversation with the CEO of RE/MAX. I mean, that's huge. And so I just had these little opportunities throughout the 2 days that I was there. The conference is just 1 day. So anyways, just think about that. Find your niche, stay in your lane. That was a John Henry quote. Your personal brand is your personal brand. You can't outsource it. So realtors, stop throwing out the same crap that every other realtor is throwing out there. Stop signing up for these generic, oh, we'll handle your social media for you. Come on. You can automate almost everything now, but put your personal touch on it. Big chunky pieces of content, break it down, and use it for everything else. So you're not losing your mind and losing business because you're spending too much time on social, right? You know who, listen, I've been there. We've all been there. Big chunky piece of content, don't know how to write, hire someone to write for you. Go in and put your voice on it. Don't know how to do a podcast, learn how to do a podcast. It's really not hard. Do it right from your phone. I do it from my phone all the time. I record my flash briefings on Anchor, and then I go on the desktop and I download it to Movavi so that I can get an MP3 of it. I've got it down now, so I'm like, boom, 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 done, done, done. It's out there. My podcast, I use Buzzsprout for now, and I set up my own Alexa flash briefing. I learned how to do it. There was a couple glitches. I ran it by a couple of the guys that I'm friends with, and they're like, nope, this is how you need to do this, and this is how you need to do that. So I feel like if I can learn this stuff, and I'm a midlife mama, you can learn it. There's no excuses. And no matter what kind of real estate you're selling, high-end, medium, lower priced, coastal, whatever, you can do it. I also just recently wrote a blog post. It's on sipsocialsell.com. Check it out. It's all about why did my property not sell? It's all about expired listings. And I haven't put it out a lot of places, but I'm going to, because I did pop it on one industry website and got a lot of traction on it. And so I think I'm gonna pop it out there. Yes, Michelle B gets a little nervous popping stuff out there, so could go on and talk like this, but I'm like, eh. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a good Saturday, and we still have a few days left in January, so do a little planning and enable your flash briefings, the Real Estate Influencer Buzz with Michelle B, my podcast. Add Gary Vee, man, he's good. And look at some of the people that I'm following, and if you want some suggestions, let me know. I will be happy to share with you. You can send me a DM, ask me who I'm following. Happy to let you know who I'm following on the flashes. There's people I'm following, and there's some people I've had to unfollow because it's just, I want to be supportive, but it's also not overly relevant to my life. So, but I can skip through a lot. So anyway. Oh, by the way, I had the great pleasure of meeting Peter Lorimer. He's awesome. He is a Beverly Hills real estate agent, broker. He's amazing. Follow him here and follow his show on Netflix. You are going to love it. I think it's called Stay Here. It's all about remodeling, reinventing Airbnbs for Airbnb owners. Classically good. You're gonna love it. And what else? If you have any questions for me, send me a DM. But I'm gonna try and get my husband to go to an art show. That's like pulling teeth. And I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm gonna try and wave to everybody now. Hold on here. I've been very bad about waving. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Hello. Hello, everybody. My phone is like going crooked because my computer's not out here. Here we go. All right, did my best. All right, guys, you have a great weekend. Go plan your social media week. All right, don't lose your minds over it. Go find a niche. If you want some suggestions, send me a DM. Have a good one. Hey guys, so this week I was at the Gary Vee Agent 2021 conference, and one of the panels was about mortgages and millennials buying homes. And guess what?
Hello.
I have millennials here at my house. I put up my hand and made a statement. I said millennials together. So here we go. I'm going to ask them a few questions. Let me see. I got to turn this around. There. Okay. Buying a home versus renting a home. And remember, this is kind of short. So what are your thoughts on, do you want to? Eventually. Oh, in the right spot.
But where's the right spot?
Where's the right spot? What would be important to you guys? Like one or two things that are important to you when you think about buying a home.
That I can afford it.
Affordment.
If it's an investment that I can profit off of if I decide I do want to move, and also to be happy at the location that I chose if I'm spending that much money and kind of locking myself out.
Okay.
I would want to buy a house where I would be able to make money off of, where the property value would go up.
Okay. What about lifestyle? Is there a certain room or that something that you would be looking for that would stand out to you more than another? And if this goes a little long, I'll just stop it and jump onto the next one real quick. Like backyards, kitchens.
I'm super into the loft style right now. Like I want a place that has an upstairs,
Like a
but that's
studio,
still,
but with the
exactly.
loft.
Okay.
Because that could be like an office space.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can make it whatever.
Okay.
Pets are super in. I have a dog. I
Pets
want a
are in.
backyard.
Pets are in. Yeah.
A backyard looks still like a hopping scene, but I also want to be far away.
Okay.
To where I can feel like I can get away from it at the same time. So I'm super picky. So
What about working with a realtor?
I think
I don't think
because
so.
I don't think I've ever dealt with a real realtor, so I don't think both of us don't understand how to work with each other. I think it's a barrier, that none of us understand how to communicate.
I love that. Well, I'm a realtor, and that's why I'm asking you this. So I'm going to share all this. This is Allie, my daughter, and all of her besties.